Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I don't know where to start, but I guess one thing I was thinking is that I don't think for once Vilas opened any suttas and then start talking anything from the text. He was just bringing us everywhere to see Dhamma in the world. That's the teaching, not so much about Dhamma as Dhamma.
Yeah, we've been talking on suttas forever, so I don't think so. When we meet, we should take out the sutta only and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because how we are going to implement the sutta in our life is more important than the sutta itself.
Yes. Yeah, so we went to the malls, we went driving around to the beach, to ice cream shops most of the times, and keep on having food. Yeah, have all kind of experiences, experiments, and trying to see Dhamma in every activity that we do. And I think the purpose of Vilas is to help us understand how to practice Dhamma 24/7. I mean, minus the sleeping time.
Yeah.
So that was the goal.
That's the goal. So if we are in Dhamma 18 hours, I think we are done with it. We don't have to do anything much more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we begin then? On the Deva, it's been a long time. Have you forgotten MN1? Been long.
We stayed in Pruthak.
I know Putajana, but whatever we discuss on Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and then we Bhuta, now we are in Deva.
Now we remember almost.
Okay.
But still, you can recap for everybody, for everyone.
Okay, now let us go through this. Deve Devato Sanjanati. Just like Patavi Patavito Sanjanati, we have Deve Deveto Sanjanati. Now, what is this Deva? What do you think is Deva?
Deva is not that 4 or 6 ribbons paper or the.
That is from Buddhist. No, that is from the Buddhist point of view. So the Puthajana is not got nothing to do with Buddhist. Please understand.
Okay.
So let's not talk anything about Buddha Dhamma. We are talking Puthajana.
Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. We are in the Pruthak Janas looking at the Deva. Okay. So we generally we worship to God or to the statue or to the temple or to the somewhere in the to the wall or to the something cross. Assuming it's a God.
Yes. So we'll symbolize something as a God because we believe that there exists someone who can take care of us, no matter what we do. So how does it happen? When the child is growing, the child is taught about the tradition. Whatever tradition it is coming from. So there are prayers, there are angels, and there are what we can say evangelists. There are so many things in every given religion. So basically, when things don't go as we want, the mother or the father says that you need to pray to the God. Because we don't have power to do anything. The gods have all the power in the world to do. So if you please the God, it's going to help you. So Deve Devato Sanjanati. So that means that this is someone who can help me. So I see an image. Let's see, I'm a Hindu and I see a image of Ram or Krishna or something. That's an image. Let's say there's a photograph on the wall. Like we have a photograph or a drawing or a painting of Buddha. So what it depicts is somebody is watching me. So when I see that deity, it seems as though it's watching me. So I can have Sri Ganesh, I can have Hanuman, I can have so many different kind of gods in Hindu system. In Christianity, you can have saints, you can have Jesus, you can have Mary, you can have many other things. In Islam, you can have the mosque and all of that. In Buddha, we can have the statue of the Buddha. Second, Devata, please understand. In the case of Jain, I and Ariu had gone to a Jain temple. So we looked at all the different gods. Some of them Hindu gods and some of them are Tirthankaras of Jain tradition. So they are there. So like that, Sanjanati, that perception is going to be there. Deve Devato Sanjanati. Any question here? Including the Buddha statue I'm talking about. Now you might say how and why and whatnot. I don't think so. It's like that. Yes. If you look at a Tibetan, there are so many gods. So there are different traditions in Buddhism where there are gods and there are protectors. Like if I were to climb Mount Everest, there is goddess who has to grant permission. And Sagar Mata is the name for Everest, and then Chomalungma in Tibetan. So there is a god to save all humans who would like to climb on the Everest. She has to bless as a god. So how this concept of God comes? It comes when I am not able to get something which I want to get it. So there should be a perception of God. Deve Devato Sanjanati. Any questions from anyone? So this perception arises through the sensory contact, like hearing scriptures or a depiction of the God or a explanation of how the God is, or the explanation of the God qualities. Like I can say, you know what, God is always compassionate, always available. You remember him in his heart all the time, and then the God comes to your rescue. My dear child, you should do it. Those people who don't believe in God, they are not fit to live. So there is God. So in Christianity, in Islam, there is God. Yes.
So I guess in that sense, all these 10 qualities of the Patavi, it being stable, secure, all those is there in the Deva as well.
Yeah. It except for available. God is not available for you. See, what is the human being wanting? He wants stability and security. That's all. So he will do anything to get that. Okay. If he is indoctrinated, saying that there is a God and he will take care of you, he will rather believe it. Makes no sense in arguing over it, that it doesn't exist or whatever it is. That is left for the philosophers, or like in the Buddha's time called a paribhajaka, investigators who have left everything in search of God, in search of truth. Except them, everybody else, the same. There is God. Simple. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about this availability. That I think when people are in trouble, they all always think, oh, if something goes wrong, I can always go to the temple and all that. So in that sense, aren't they think they are somewhat available?
It should work for them. So then what they do, they hop onto another God. So there are two things in any religious tradition. One is astrology and one is, sorry, there are three things, if I could say: astrology, palmistry, and gods. I go to astrology because God seemingly is not working for me, meaning I need to do something to make the God, look at me. So I need to buy some pearls or some kind of stones or gems or change the house or change the place. Like you remember, we did at Chirag's home. Let's say that we changed that north to north and south and all that, and then it becomes good for him. Let's say he was losing a lot of money, and then because of that change, he starts earning money. Then what happens? Just think like that. Nothing wrong in that. That is the perception. So you can't let go of that perception in as a worldling. Because where this perception comes from the time of the birth. So you can't run away. Right? Like in India, people do go to mosque, they go to temple, they go to uh, monasteries, they go to churches, they go to every damn place. Like now we have Mahakumbha Mela starting. People are running there. And they run to the rivers to bathe there so that their sins are gone. All that is part of gods. Okay. So then how this happens? Deve manyati, devesu manyati, devato manyati, deve meti manyati, deve abhinandati. So now whatever deva he has is called as Ishta Devata, the one you like. So to keep them happy. Even if you say, no, I don't believe in it, it's wrong because it becomes one of the immoral deed, wrong view. Or a Puttajana. Please understand. So you can't turn yourself a blind eye or become an atheist saying that, okay, then from today I will not believe in any God. Okay. Because offering is also there. So please don't go on a other way around. Saying that I will not believe in God then, because you say no point. Yes, Ashwin.
It's, I don't know, related to topic, but in the Kumbh Mela, what we have it in India, people going like a devotee and accepting like it's a pride or celebrations things. So, but they go also, the Pruthakjan goes like they have a this sadhu which is having the lot of they shows lot of siddhis or riddhis, or they do some magics and that, and they trust it then blindly, and then it's like a building a trust long time with them. So is how it is that, and it is part of this only, of course,
See,
to interpret that.
believe it or not, we are also behind it.
Hmm. Agree.
right? If we get some supernormal power, don't you think so? We are behind it.
Okay.
That's true. So if somebody is going to give it to me free of cost, why not? I just have to travel there and somebody is going to show me. So I can take it. What's wrong? And I'm going to that meet the sadhu because he has developed that ability. So I would rather go and see how it works. And in the process, if they can help me to get something, maybe I will do so. That's what I
Means,
would. Yeah, go ahead.
means all this what they are doing or what they are showing, all the agori sadhus also a lot of there. So it's truth, correct? It's not, we cannot. It should not be a. It is truth what they are doing. It's not, should not be a mythadusty about them. What they are doing is they are. It is possible to do. It's not something not possible.
Yes, see, it is. See, I believe that it is possible. And I know that it is not possible for me. I want to know how it is possible. See, this supernormal power or psychic power, everybody wants. Don't tell me that we are not interested. We are also equally interested. We are interested in knowing how to develop it. Why? Because if, see, somebody has it, right? So the Deva should be having it then. The gods should be having. So I believe in God because he's having supernormal power. That makes sense that way.
So they do worship a lot of God and they do all these things, offerings to God, and they believe that it's getting the supernatural or the power, superpowers or something. So that's why they're or they were mannati. That's what exactly happening.
Yeah. Deve
For that
manyati.
case.
Deve devato manyati. Patavi patavito manyati. Like that. Deve deveto manyati. That means I now rely or perceive that there is a God who is always going to be there. Is there for me. So I will have my favorite God. It's fair. I mean, there's nothing wrong in it. And to beat it, if we are in trouble, we have to go to God's only.
Why?
Why
I
means
don't understand this.
no, the thing is, if something doesn't work, we have to go to God. I mean, we don't know why it is not working.
Okay, maybe we may go to Buddha or somebody or to that's the God only.
That's a
Okay.
God only,
We create
right?
the God only.
Yeah. It's the same thing. See from Putujana perspective, somebody says, go to the monastery 4 times a week and prostrate in front of the Buddha statue in this place only. And he will do it. Why he will not do it? He might not go to Hindu temple. Fair. He will not go to Jain temple. Fair. But he will go to Buddhist monastery. Just like an Islam person will go to a particular mosque or particular dargah or wherever he thinks it works. Like in the, let's say we have Sai Baba. So people would, in fact, the other day, Monday, when we had gone to hotel, you asked me that about Sai Baba. There's huge temples in Sai Baba, in India on Sai Baba. But he's treated as God. Because okay.
In India, the people who show the psychic power, it's become a God. Also, that's the also one of the way. Correct. Sai Baba is one of the example who has a good psychic power or something, which
Yes.
help the people to benefit. That results in making.
So basically, what are we talking here is everyone wants something psychic power. So there is a Deva who will have psychic power because humans don't have psychic power. Simple. And if some human has a psychic power, that means he has tapped onto Deva somewhere. I would rather rely by that. So now, Deve Manyati considers them as Deva in real sense, and then what happens? Devas are very powerful than me. Devas control my fate, and Devas are eternal. So there is a puja which was started in West Bengal long time ago, called as Satyanarayana Puja, where some story is there that somebody loses money and they start to wonder why the money is lost. And then the story says that somehow they understood what they did was wrong, and then they started the Satyanarayana Puja, wherein a prasad or a offering is given. And by eating that offering, that person, family became rich. Cartloads of gold and cartloads of silver, cartloads of so many things came. So, and it so happened some people started doing it. And if not a cartload, at least some load of some money came or some wealth came. So then they started making it a all India affair. So they started doing it because they're all powerful. Satyanarayana Puja, Satyanarayana is a most popular and powerful puja, worship. So if you go to anybody's home, majority of them will be doing this, seeking for wealth. And there is a Visa Balaji temple in Hyderabad where you get US visa. That God's main purpose is to give US visa. He doesn't understand any other visa. But for US visa, the God understands. He knows that this devotee wants H1B or green card or whatever B1, B2 or whatever L1, F1, whatever visa he wants. He'll get it. And he's now recently, a few years back, they trained him how to get UK visas and other country visas. So that is also becoming popular. But majorly it is meant for US visa. Okay. Because they're
Is that so? If I'm a different person, I don't trust it. So I, as a Buddhist or maybe whatever the I can you can call or whatever as the Hindu or also, I should not as a Pruthakjan or as a it's a I should trust it. If you are telling me I should trust it because otherwise it's a mythicity or what should be my behavior after listening this?
No. See, Ashwin, you want to go to US. That's your main criteria. Now, when you want to go to US, you'll do anything to go to US, right? See, when people can walk kilometers or miles together to reach US barefoot on a snow from Canadian border or Mexican border or some border, you think this much work is the person is not going to do it? Whether he's a believer or non-believer, somebody says, see, he has got his visa rejected thrice. Somebody, person called A, as an example. And his life is dependent on that visa. So then what will he do? He'll go to the astrologer, or he has to go somewhere. He has to go to a friend. And the friend will say, hey, listen, foolish guy, have you not heard about Visa Balaji? And then this person says that, yes, I have not tried it, but what do you say? Should I do it? He says, foolish guy, you want visa, you please do it. You do exactly what they say. But I don't believe. Forget your belief or non-belief. You want the visa or not? Wow. Even before embassy can give me visa, the God is going to give me visa. Yes. So he goes and he exactly does what is told. And he goes to the Hyderabad embassy and he gets a visa. Got it. What's the problem? He wanted the visa, he got the visa. Isn't it the most wonderful thing that can happen?
Yeah, correct. But my question is not for him as a different person or as a me. I don't want a US visa also. I'm just listening the story. So what is a kushal and akushal in this context for me?
No,
Just to ignore story or just to
no, no, you're
trust what he's saying? It's a kushal or kushal.
all of this doesn't come in the Puttajana at all. We are still in Puttajana. Why are you going somewhere else?
Okay.
You are gone somewhere. You have now gone into the Buddha Dhamma. I am not talking Buddha Dhamma at all. Let us not deviate.
Okay.
Even I can be Buddhist, and no problem. That Buddhist, IST, is there. I have got nothing to do with the Buddha teaching per se. My father and mother have told me that I am a Buddhist. Like Shreyas got a H1B visa, and H1B is a lottery. Okay. Somebody who is desperate to go to US on H1B visa is desperate for that kind of life. And it's a lottery. You can't apply. There's nothing called applying. A company will apply. You can't apply. So he's having intention to go to the US. So then what does he do? He'll go to the US visa, that Visa Balaji temple, pray once to the God, saying that, boss, if the lottery comes, I will give you some donation like this. And surprisingly, his application is approved for visa. He's happy. His family members are happy. He might be a Buddhist also, doesn't matter. He might be anyone. As long as it works, we are okay with it. We want something to work. So then he again goes to the same temple and then he will pray that get me the visa without any questions. And for all that matter, the day I go to the visa, that officer doesn't ask me any further questions. Just ask one or two questions and she says your visa is done. Go and enjoy. Welcome to America. Superb. Another case which is recently happening or happened or sorry, it's going to happen. There are some people in the US whom I know. Okay, now their visa has to go for stamping. So what the company is saying is that we'll try. If we don't get it, you have to go back to India because they might not get reissue of H1B. Now what happens? Their parents who are now settled down in the US and this person who has a wife and children, the children are going to the school there in the US, is in tension because he has to go to Chennai and then or wherever it is and get his visa stamped. What if there is no extension? Then they have to relocate to Canada for some time and again reapply for H1B visa. The company might be doing it, but then it's a problem. What do we do? So he will go to the temple. He'll go to Sunnyvale temple every day till he gets his visa. A non-believer, he never even went one day to that temple. Now this visa is making him go to temple every day because he will be kicked out of Sunnyvale. What happens to his children who are studying in the school? What happens to his wife? So that person is in so much intention. So that is Putujana. So they are powerful. The God is powerful. So then the God can influence the mind of the visa officer to give me the visa. Then Devesu Manyati. So they put their qualities, whatever quality they think that God possesses. So they imagine some quality and put that quality and say that this Deva, my Deva possesses this quality. So when they possess that quality, it should work. Okay. And then they may perceive Devas as benevolent, meaning they're very desirable or revengeful. If they get angry, they're going to curse. If they're happy, they'll bless you. But the moment you create wrong things about them, they're going to curse you. And curse is very strong. You'll immediately have the effect. All the things what were working is no longer going to work for you. And all of a sudden, the obstacles start to pile up. So nobody wants to take any kind of chance on these devas. So the belief here would be that the so and so God is very kind to me and he'll protect me at every time, which he has been doing it all the time for me. Devato manyati. So in this case, the perception is on the attributes of the divine characteristic to them, as in omniscience and omnipresent and omnipotent. This God can hear me, hear my cries, because He is always available for me. He's there for me. So whenever I am crying, He's there. And hence, the Deva sees and judges all my action. Deve meti manyati. So now I have a personal God. Personalization starts here. He is my God. He is my favorite God. Anybody saying anything to my God, I can't tolerate. If you say anything to anyone, I'm okay, except for my God. You can't talk anything about my God. You can talk about your God. I have no problem if you talk good about your God or bad about your God. I'm okay. But if you are to tell something about my God or my belief system, I am going to be not taking it. If need be, in the name of God, I'll kill you also. Because God will be happy. My God will be happy that I have protected His name. So God came through angel and He spoke to me in the dream. If anybody talks to you about our God, just kill him. Don't have to even think twice. I'm there to help you. After your death, you are coming in my arms. Don't worry. This is what the Manyana is considering. Okay, so this is how the mind will be filled with Deva. So every person, if you ask, will believe in Deva. of his choice or his community choice or his population choice, whatever. But that's true. So in the human world, there are many different traditions, different belief system, different religion, different faith, different creed, different kind of gods, worships, all of that. Because of these things what we spoke about. So if we take from the beginning, we can say deve to sanjanati, deve to sanjitva, deve manyati, devesu manyati, devato manyati, deve me iti manyati, deve abhinandati. The last one is abhinandana, which is delighting. So he gets an emotional satisfaction with his deva. So he would always would like to be with his deva, Ishta Devata, my liking God, my likable God, always there with me, always. I carry him around. Where? In the purse. So before my interview, I'll just open my purse once and look at the deva and go. Before catching the tube train, I just open up and just go. Before taking the metro, I'll just see once and go. So that's how this system works. Since all of you are silent, I'm done with the deva. I thought this will go for few more days. It seems like you are not that happy with the deva. You don't understand what deva is going to do for you. You are taking it lightly. Yes, Shreyas.
We also have different categories, right? Like Ishta Devate, Kula Devate, Grama Devate, and all of that. So,
Yeah.
and there are like various rituals as well. Like, for each god, you have a different ritual. But with the same god in different regions, you have different rituals again in that. So, it more than the ultimate god, there are a lot of things going on for, what do you say, the one level below gods. So,
We don't know are they one level below or few levels below or whatever it is. Now the God, without God, I can't survive.
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So what Buddha asks is tam kissa hetu. Why is this?
Yeah.
Aparinyata is not understood.
Right.
Aparinyatam tassa iti vadami. Yes. Yes, Shreyas.
Sorry. The belief goes so strong that, like you said, right? Like the god starts appearing in the dreams, and like so it becomes so influential that the own like the sharpness of the intellect that the mind has on its own will stop working. Like it becomes so influential that you cannot live without that deity anymore, right?
Yes.
But there is also a very huge possibility that the deity might not appear in front of you at all.
No, it always appears in dream. That's a problem.
Correct, yeah, but it's never tangible, so
Now I can always tell to my wife, God appeared in my dream and he said what to do. And she said, wow, you got a dream of the God coming? Oh my God. Tell me how to get that dream. I'll say, look, let me enjoy the God in my dream first, but you have to do the following for me. And from that day, my wife is my first disciple. Yes, Bobby.
Hello, Vilasji.
Hmm.
Vilasji, somebody can be a Pudujana, still be a Pudujana, and doesn't have all this type of devotion to God, or considering God as somebody who is Ishtadevada and all these things. It is possible, right? Somebody still be a Pudujana.
It is possible, but when the problem comes, he will start worrying over it.
So
Then-
he has his worry, but he may not be inclined to go to
No
worship. and
problem.
all.
He'll go to some evangelist. Evangelist is like God.
Is it possible that he doesn't go anywhere and still he's worrying?
There's no way. It all depends on when it strikes. See, he becomes gravely ill. What will he do?
He'll just worry and he become a psychotic patient.
No, I understand it is about atheist, but when the trouble strikes, every atheist will become theist. There's so many people who have turned theist after the trouble happened. Before the trouble, they were all atheist. They even wrote books about atheism. And the problem started, they become theism. In fact, one author said, I was mistaken. Only God could actually clear my doubts.
Okay.
You will not find a single human being, Bobby, who doesn't fear for anything. And the last fear is death. If somebody is letting go of death, means he's arahat. And nobody wants to die. Would anybody be interested in dying in accident? Having earned $1 million in bank account, he has $1 million and then he's driving and then meets an accident and dies. So he will go and pray in the church or in mosque or somewhere or something, or because if his belief changed and then he got the money and that's it. He will do everything to retain it. That's the whole purpose anyway. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, like, and I'm sure that they will have fear. Definitely they will have fear and worry and everything until he is not realized. But the faith in some blind faith will come or not for everyone. I didn't know that.
It's not blind faith. It's manyana, not faith. Faith means shraddha. Here it is manyana, not faith. He will not have faith. That's secondary. But he will construct. It's a mental construct. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense. He will construct something, some kind of refuge.
Yeah, that is what Buddha is talking. He's not talking about saddha.
Yeah. To give an analogy to that, right? Like, let's say somebody is drowning and like he's being carried away by a rapidly flowing river, right? He'll grab onto anything that will potentially give him stability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically get that.
That's very good example, Shreyas. So
He needs some refuge. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Because
requires something.
as you said, like unknowingly we say, "Oh my God," something like that. We say.
No, we also say like this. No, if God forbids.
Yeah, that comes
by the grace of God.
Yes. All these phrases we use.
Yeah, why are we using? Because we have underlying fear. Why should God forbid? And why should always God be gracing you? Every two sentences a person speaks, he'll start using, oh, by the grace of God. I just screwed up somebody by the grace of God.
This is a worry. It's a worry.
Yeah, it's a worry. I just had to tell a lie, but by the grace of God, nothing is going to happen to me.
I think this particular subject what we are talking today is applicable to many religions, which is so into this God thing. Like it is. Since I'm coming from a Christian background, it so connects with everything they say.
Bobby, we can't hear. We because of the God, I think your microphone also went off. I lost network. Bobby,
Yeah, I think some internet disconnected or something. I didn't hear what you were saying.
no,
Last 1 minute.
because of Christian, whatever you're talking, the God became angry and it your microphone
Yes.
went off. So can you again talk again?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what I was saying is that this subject what we are talking today is applicable to the Christian or those type of religions which always they say, "Oh, God has given me anything," and "Oh yeah, please, God is saving me." I think this all the underlying fear and all these defilements make them to speak like that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We need to believe in God at this point in time as a Putujana, because that's the only way of your refuge. So that is the reason he abhinandati. He delights in the God. Just delighting. I get delighted. Yeah, Ari, you had something. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think you were previously. You were, you know, describing at some part of your path. You were, nothing was working for you, so you put Buddha on the table and say, "Hey, from today onward, you be my teacher." And in that act, you also it's
Yes.
it's like a devata.
Yes, absolutely. No doubt. You are pushed to a corner. Now, what do you do? What do you do? Even after doing that, I never understood the sutta. Then what would have happened? Keep trying. By the grace of Buddha. I'll not say by the grace of God. I'll say by the grace of Buddha. Because I have underlying fear. See, the only at Sotapanna it will go. Now that means if that whoever monk said that I'm a Jati Sotapanna, then what happens? Yeah, it was covered with moss or whatever it was covered with, and then it got uncovered. Can be the case. Or I became Sotapanna afterwards. That also I don't know. I don't know. Because the amount of pain I was in was tremendous. Because I was not getting what I was thinking is going to give me. So I was worried. So then I told the Buddha of my whatever I have, that small one. Boss, you are my savior. Do something. And I started understanding the sutta.
But worry can be still there for a Sotapanna, right?
Yes. So we'll come back to that of how Buddha. That's the reason nobody enjoyed what Buddha said. This is the only sutta where nobody enjoyed or nobody liked what Buddha said, because he's going to slap at them even on Nibbana. Just imagine this: you're signed up for a course to get Nibbana, and the teacher says, "Forget it. I'm not going to give you Nibbana." But the course says at the end of the course you'll get Nibbana. And NDA also is saying that, and then the offer document also says that, everything says that. But then the teacher then says no. We're still in Deva. As we go higher and higher, it's going to get even more terribly complicated. When we look at Sutta, Mutta, Vinyata, all that, we're going to have fun. And how will I explain from a Puttujana perspective? Neva sanya, nasanya, akashan chayatana, vinyanan chayatana, akin chayatana. Going to be fun for me. I couldn't do that while I was with Ariu because then his head would explode. So I thought, let me not trouble our friend and let me just talk to him what is required for the retreat. I initially thought we can discuss on MN1. Then I thought, no, I'll not take that risk. Okay, no further questions. I'm not going to take the next one, Pajapati, because that's very complicated.
What is meant by Prajapati by the just to meaning? We will talk tomorrow.
Praja means subject, Pati means owner of the subjects. Pajapati. This is the next one for Deva. Yes, Aryo.
Yeah, I have a question that probably don't fit in this time around, but I'm wondering in my mind that for someone who have truly established faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, to which extent have they given up this, belief or reliance on God? I'm wondering. I'm thinking about that. I don't know. It's probably not the time to discuss, but question of mine.
No, as long as the person doesn't know, he will have that relying. Once the person comes to know that is not how it is, then he'll drop it.
Right? But that does not mean that a Sotapanna cannot pray to the Buddha in the time of trouble, right? It can still happen.
Yes.
Mm. Because there's still Puttujana in him to that extent.
Yes, because his Puttujana level is in the same way, except that he has some changes. He has understood the Dhamma and he has experienced Nibbana just for that moment. His Sankharas are stilled. That's the only thing it is.
Yeah. So I guess in that regard, from a Sotapanna onward, this reliance on refuge on God slowly getting replaced by this reliance on the nature law, on that become the God for this person.
Yes,
in
exactly.
some sense.
It becomes more kamma as a binding than the God as a binding. That we will see when we come to the sek, how it changes. Okay, no further. Then we can end for today and meet up tomorrow for Pajapati. Good day, everyone, and good night, Ariu. See you. Bye bye.